television presenter Helen Skelton has candidly spoken out about her toughest life lessons and darkest moments in her new autobiography In My Stride, including co-presenting Blue Peter, competing in Strictly Come Dancing, and her heartbreaking split from ex-husband, Leeds Rhinos professional rugby player Richie Myler, last year. The mum of three has given fans an emotional insight into their relationship breakdown and revealed why she kept their breakup a secret from her parents for some time. Helen, 40, who is talking about her new book on Channel 4's Sunday Brunch this morning, announced she had separated from the sportsman in April 2022, just 4 months after they had welcomed their third child, daughter Elsie, together. Helen shared the upsetting news on Instagram, explaining that Richie had left the family home and they'd be doing their best to co-parent their newborn baby and sons Ernie, 8, and Louis, 6. Following their shock split, Richie, 34, began dating Stephanie Thurkill, 32, whose millionaire father Andrew Thurkill is president of Richie's rugby club. Since going public with their romance last year, Richie and Stephanie have since welcomed a baby of their own. In her book, the Strictly star tells of those first few weeks after their marriage broke down, and says she was so heartbroken that she struggled to open up to her family. Helen didn't want to inflict pain on them, so she tried to tackle everything by herself. But when her father noticed she was spending time alone in her marital home with her kids, he surprised her with a much-needed visit from Cumbria. He immediately stepped in, knowing I needed him, even though I didn't want to admit it, she writes. After the truth came out, she leaned on her parents and close friends for support, and they all rallied around her. It was an incredibly overwhelming time in Helen's life and she hadn't seen it coming. I was in shock. I know that following breakups, people often say they didn't see it coming and it sounds like a cliché, but that was me, she writes. Despite the heartbreak of Richie leaving her, Helen refuses to cut him out of her life entirely, for the sake of their kids. She always wants her children to have a father figure and know their parents were in love and happy. It's for this reason she's decided to keep photos of her and Richie on her Instagram, instead of deleting them. I want them to know that we loved each other, but things change and that's okay too, she says. Helen admitted that she still has questions over her marriage breakdown, but she is now said to be moving on and back on the dating scene. In August, it was reported that Helen had officially divorced Richie. According to the Daily Mail, Helen was handed official divorce papers from Richie last month, which have legally cemented the end of their 10-year marriage.